You know what's weird? Our school is full of lockers, but nobody uses them. Well, except me. That kind of makes me a curious oddity. For the past 4 years, as I've bent down to dial in my combo or swap my English binder for my math book, I've heard comments like, "Wow, I've never seen the inside of one of those," or "Look at that, they actually open," or "How could you fit your stuff in that?" What I want to know is, why doesn't anyone else use their lockers? It's very convenient. That's why I have 3. One for my regular stuff, one for just math, and one on the first floor if I ever need to store something there. Oh, and by the way, locker number 1197 doesn't lock, so you can open it anytime you want. It's right outside Mrs. App's room, in case you ever need to store your stuff there on the way to lunch. And speaking of lunch, I like the school's chicken patties. The new ones, I mean, not the old ones. The old ones were like someone stuck a chicken-colored bucket of AstroTurf in a blender, flattened it into patties, and then rolled them in squishy toaster crumbs. But the new ones are great. They actually look and taste like chicken. Part of that new health food thing, I guess. When you sit alone at lunch, it's nice to be able to rely on your chicken patty. You see, lunch tables are almost as big of a deal as Disney school sitcoms make them out to be, because they are directly related to your friend circle and social status. Back in elementary school, everyone was friends with everyone. I liked that. Then in middle school, things changed, and suddenly I was in a world where all my old friends were cooler, smarter, and badder than me. Where the table you sat at for lunch immediately told everyone whose clique you were in. Well, I didn't fit into any of the cliques. I wasn't social enough for the socialites. My sense of humor wasn't dirty enough to fit in with the funny kids. I was too goofy to be a serious student. I didn't surf the internet enough to be a pop culture fanatic. I was too prissy to fit in with the boys, but too much of a tomboy to fit in with the girls. So I hopped from table to table, sitting with whichever friend had room for me and could tolerate me for half an hour. Toward the end of high school, this changed. It was my senior year, and if I wanted to sit alone, then I sat alone, at the empty table at the back of the cafeteria. I wasn't lonely. In fact, I enjoyed the solitude and privacy. By now, I've stopped caring about what others think of me, so I sat there and ate my lunch and doodled in my notebook however I wanted, all on my own. Of course, this didn't stop the people seated at the tables around me from pointing and whispering about me, but I didn't mind. I like entertaining people. Although, for the record, I was not talking to my chicken patty. I was talking to myself. The chicken patty was just listening. As a loner, high school was a place where I could sit and observe my friends from every social class and form my own opinions about life. For example, in 10th grade gym class, I learned that yoga is the exact opposite of relaxing and should be avoided at all costs. On the other end of the social scene was my favorite club, the Far Eastern Arts, Literature, and Language Club, or FEEL for short, where meetings consisted mostly of discussions about anime, cosplay, and fan art. Before I joined FEEL, I had always been somewhat uneasy about Comic-Con people, but after 4 years in that club, I realized that people who go to Comic-Cons are actually much scarier than I could ever have imagined. Seriously, never anger an anime fangirl. Heck hath no fury like a fangirl scorned. Any of my closest friends would be able to demonstrate. And then there's my favorite class, English. Ever since elementary school, I've enjoyed English class, mostly because I love to read. And of course, every book is different, so every book has a different moral. Despite this, the various works of classic literature that we read in high school all share a common, relevant, and important theme. Life is disappointing. I mean, from the communist barnyard animals, to the savage choir boys with spears, to the conspiring Roman senators, to that creepy Italian punk Romeo, every classic book is just a series of events that go from bad to worse, and 90% of them end with either sad or unsatisfying endings. I think that accurately reflects life. Sure, call me a pessimist for seeing the glass half empty and pointing out that it's covered with cracks and there's a lipstick stain on the rim, But sometimes a pessimist comes in handy, like when you need a doorstop or something. As unbelievable it may seem, there's a positive side to my negativity, and I want to spread it. When I see a half-empty glass, I think, hey, at least it's not completely empty, and then I try to refill it. Being able to spot life's problems and then improve them is a skill much more important than acing a standardized test. Life is going to throw headaches at you. Peaches and cream become sharks and tornadoes. Easy as pie is more like hard as a stale cookie. And happily ever after turns out to really mean, are we there yet? Are we there yet? You have to be able to recognize and acknowledge the imperfections in life in order to change them for the better. That's what I believe. Look for the bad so you can make it good. And every time you feel like you're the tragic hero destined for a sad ending, tell yourself this: it's only a sad ending if you let it be that. Life doesn't have a concluding paragraph. It doesn't have a back cover, and it doesn't sum up its main points, restate its thesis, and reference back to its attention grabber. Life just goes on, day after week after month, full of disappointments and blessings, all waiting to be spotted, like a game of I Spy. Yes, there is pain in the world. There's evil and poverty and famine and those days when you keep stubbing your toe on the same table leg every time you walk past it. So live through it. So change it. You are the chosen one. You have cool powers and an awesome origin story and stuff. Who says you don't? Brace yourself for the tidal waves and then ride them. Change the stuff you don't like, keep the stuff you do, and if you don't like anything, no matter what, well, then change yourself. Be someone better than the irritating protagonist of the 19th century modernist classic that makes no sense. Don't be a flat character, be dynamic. Find your weaknesses, make a note of them, work around them, or even fix them. Joke about what scares you. That's what joking's for. Go ahead and laugh at your fears. I'm sure all those spiders, clowns, and broccoli are laughing at you too. For those of you who still struggle to fill the other half of your glass, or can't quite make yourself laugh at your fears, consider this. Both the main problem in life and the solution to it were taught to us way back in 9th grade, when we all had to read S.E. Hinton's The Outsiders. This book hammered into us those two main themes. Things are rough all over, and stay gold. Regardless of who you are, how much money you have, what you look like, or how you spend your time, your life will be rough. You'll have problems as unique as yourself, and it'll feel like anyone's life has to be easier than yours, regardless of whether that's true. The only way to beat life at its own game is to stay gold. To continue to find beauty between the cracks of the asphalt, under the rocks, and in the sky, and to love the world as if you were still innocent and carefree. So, stay gold. It's never too late to find the good. It's never too late to be something wonderful. Graduation isn't a happy ending. It's not even a sad ending. It's just there. Try to step over it without stubbing your toe and keep walking. And, unlike in classic literature, something good happens in life. Never take that for granted. Love your life. Love your blessings. Love your curses. Love your enemies. Yes, life is disappointing, but life is also gold. Life is hard. Life is exciting. Life is boring. Life is scary. Life is differentiable over the interval -1, 3. Life is football. Life is laughing at death. Life is pretending you know what you're doing. Life is yours. Do something with it and stay gold. That's what I learned in my time at Greensburg-Salem, and that's more useful and important than any test or grade. I am going to live my life, look out for the obstacles, and work through them. I'm going to touch people's lives, even though I like to be alone, and I'll continue to both make them laugh and confuse them with my unusual manner of thinking and my scatterbrained changes in subject. Oh, look, a bird! I'm going to keep on reading and learning, because as much as Greensburg-Salem's taught me, I know I have a lot more to learn. And maybe you don't look back at this school with as much nostalgia as I do, but I'm sure if you search hard enough, you'll find you've learned a lot of important lessons here too. So, as a farewell to the school, I'd just like to say, hurrah for lions strong and bold, I'll miss you when I'm old. gold. Thank you.